There is no doubt that both Alibaba and Amazon are the lucky ones of the internet age. First movers of their respective market, in merely 20 years, both have grown to have become one of the greatest companies of our age. Alibaba is always misunderstood to be the Amazon of China. The real story, however, is not that simple. It's not that simple at all. So let's break it down today. I'm Lei, and this is the first episode of the China vs. the World series. And let's talk about Amazon versus Alibaba. This story is going to be told in 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is called A Brief History of Alibaba and Amazon, where I talk about the history of both companies. In the second chapter, I would break down the strengths and weaknesses of each company so that we know what they are better at. Lastly, in the final chapter, let's talk about their ongoing war. So Chapter 1, A Brief History of both companies. Amazon was established in July 5th, 1994 by Jeff Bezos. It is the largest internet-based retailer in the world by total sales and market capitalization. Started out as an online bookstore and sold books, DVDs, and CDs. Later, it diversified into selling various products in multiple industries. Amazon Fresh is its most recent effort to venture into the grocery market. It also is the largest infrastructure as a service provider in the world with Amazon Web Services. You know, there's a video made by Code Fusion. I'll put the link down below. It's about Amazon, and he made a better case for Amazon than I did. Well, you should check it out. Let's get back to my video. As for Alibaba, it is established in the year 1999, started out as a B2B portal that connects Chinese manufacturers to overseas buyers. It quickly diversified into Taobao.com, which is a C2C platform famous for its large amount of small businesses on board, and Tmall.com, which is the B2C branch of Alibaba. In this case, Taobao is similar to eBay and Tmall is like Amazon. But regardless, in less than 20 years, Alibaba has dominated the Chinese market with 80% market share and a net income much higher than that of Amazon. 11 billion in 2016 compared to merely 2 billion from Amazon. To date, the sales revenue of Alibaba is more than Walmart, Amazon, and eBay combined. Chapter 2, the Core Competency Comparison. Firstly, Alibaba controls the Chinese payment system. Founded in 2004, Alipay is the biggest third-party payment platform in China and the world. It provides escrow services in which consumers can verify whether they are happy with the goods they have bought before releasing the money to the seller. It accounts for half of Chinese non-bank online payment market. For those uninformed out there, nowadays with Alipay app, you can simply scan a QR code to pay for anything anywhere, including food, transportation, shopping bills, and many more. Just recently, Alipay launched its credit card-like function called Huabei. This is also why the card payment market has been stagnating in China. But as far as Alibaba is concerned, Alipay makes it the largest mobile and online payment platform in the world. The second strength of Alibaba is its huge amount of consumer data, and due to the nature of the data, it is very valuable to brands. You might ask, this is the same for Amazon, right? Well, yes and no. Yes, they are both consumer online shopping data, but no, the data from Alibaba is more protected. Ever since 2005, Alibaba has stopped Baidu, the search engine of China, from indexing its web pages, making Alibaba not just an online shopping center, but also a giant search engine. Until now, advertisement and store rankings are still one of the biggest portions of Alibaba's earnings. Lastly, Alibaba is also backed by the 731 million Chinese internet users and the Chinese government. In 2015, Alipay is forced to restructure to push out foreign control from SoftBank, making Jack Ma the biggest shareholder. Being an online shopping platform and a search engine, it is absolutely advantageous to have been located in China because what 731 million internet users bring is not just money. They also contribute to Alibaba an enormous amount of data. These data consist of user behaviors across various sectors: shopping statistics, preferences of food, clothes, transportation, utility bills, movie tickets, and so on. In the next 2 decades, artificial intelligence is going to be a big focus for all companies, and one of the most important factors to making artificial intelligence smart is to train it with large amount of data. The more data available, the more accurate is the AI. Hence, the large consumer base in China is a significant advantage for Alibaba. So after saying so much about Alibaba, let's talk about the strength of Amazon. First of all, Amazon has a different business model. While Alibaba is a marketplace for products, Amazon is more a Walmart-like online retailer, buying things from suppliers and selling them online. Because of that, Amazon has much better supply chain logistics than Alibaba. Its delivery service is no less than excellent, whereas Alibaba doesn't own any logistics services at all. While Amazon can deliver anything to your front door in 2 days, Alibaba can't make that promises because they don't have any control over its delivery. This is kind of a double-edged sword for Amazon. On one hand, this makes Amazon's delivery experience very pleasant, but on the other hand, this also creates a huge amount of overheads, making Amazon's operation very expensive and cumbersome. This is the primary reason why Amazon did not make money for a long time. Even until 2014, they are still making a loss, as shown in their annual report. If you look into the details of their annual report in 2016, you would find that its international business is not making any money even until this day. This also brings me to my second point. Looking deeper into Amazon's 2016 annual report, one thing becomes pretty clear to me. Amazon is and will put a lot of emphasis on the Amazon Web Services. Although Amazon's sales in North America amounts to around $80 billion in 2016, Amazon is only making about $2.3 billion from that because of the large amount of overheads for logistics and inventory. On the contrary, with the net sales of $12 billion in Amazon Web Services, they are able to earn $3 billion in income after deducting the operating expenses. While Amazon made a loss of $477 million in its international sales, Amazon Web Services is now more than 60% of Amazon's annual income. Hence, from an income perspective, Amazon is now officially a service provider, providing server infrastructure rather than an online retailer. This is the part that differentiates Amazon from Alibaba, and because this business is B2B, it is much more stable and lucrative. Lastly, although Amazon is making a loss in its international sales, it could potentially bring many benefits to Amazon in the future. One prominent example is India. In addition to $3 billion investment routed to India, Amazon also spent hundreds of millions of dollars in India in the past years to counter the fierce competition. Furthermore, compared to Alibaba, which has over 90% of its business in China, Amazon is much more diverse and reaches to broader regions. This makes Amazon more prepared in terms of international competition. Finally, now that we understand the strengths and weaknesses of Alibaba and Amazon, it's time for us to talk about the competition between the two companies. First of all, both of them have strong foothold in their respective markets. Alibaba takes 80% of Chinese online shopping market, making it an absolute monopoly in China, while Amazon's 43% market share also makes its business very lucrative in America. As both markets saturated with competitors from different segments, it is very hard for any one of them to fight on each other's homeland. Hence, their battleground is elsewhere. The most chased after lands of opportunity are India and the Southeast Asia. Both contains populations in the magnitude of billions, yet both do not have dominant forces in the local market. Therefore enters Amazon and Alibaba. Losing the Chinese market in the early 2000s is perhaps the worst thing that has happened to Amazon. Although the fight in China is already a missed opportunity, Amazon is not going to let the same thing happen a second time. $5 billion investment in India shows its conviction. In the past 3 years, Amazon has grown to a formidable size in India. Due to India's regulations, Amazon operates only a marketplace in India selling goods through third-party vendors, but it handles the technology infrastructure and most of its vendors' deliveries. As explained in Chapter 2, Amazon's delivery system is definitely one of its advantages, and this move plays to its strength. However, Alibaba is determined to put out a great fight. Its strategy is vastly different. Instead of building an Alibaba India like Amazon India, it invests in local companies and let the Indians work on their own. $500 million investment in the Snap deal shows its strong conviction. Furthermore, Alibaba is also playing to its strength. Instead of doubling down on online shopping, it is trying to take over the e-payment market by acquiring Paytm, the biggest India's online payment platform. This obviously utilizes its core strength, which is online payment. Furthermore, in the past few months, there have been talks about a merger between Paytm and Snapdeal, making Alibaba finally a worthy opponent on the land of India. One additional wildcard that's worth mentioning is the Chinese mobile dominance in India. India is of top priority for Chinese mobile brands like Xiaomi and Oppo. Together, Chinese mobile brands takes up more than 40% of India's mobile market, according to a research done by IDC. This potentially brings trouble for Amazon India's dominance, as those brands have strong strategic alliance with Alibaba. While the fight in India is developing, the competition in Southeast Asia seems to be simmering much less intense. The presence of Amazon seems to be non-existent. But rumor has it that Amazon is going to build its delivery infrastructure again in Indonesia. Meanwhile, Alibaba obviously is determined not to lose this war in its backyard. 1 billion investment in Lazada and investment in Redmart is Alibaba's move. Local investors backed Sea, and JD's recent consideration adds more turmoil to the messy situation in the region too. For your information, Lazada is one of the biggest online shopping sites in Southeast Asia based in Singapore. Redmart is one of the first grocery shopping site in Southeast Asia. Sea, formerly known as Garena, owns Shopee, which is the top mobile shopping application in Southeast Asia. Well, I'm gonna give it to Amazon, I think. Although Alibaba does have a huge advantage in terms of the market potential as well as the future outlook, but the thing for Amazon is that its business is more diverse, not just geographically, but it's in different verticals. For example, Amazon Web Services, it's a great move, and it consists of 60% of Amazon's businesses, and because of this, it makes Amazon's business much more risk resistant, and for that reason I'm gonna give it to Amazon. So the world 1, China 0. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and I think I'm gonna have to make a case for China in the next one. See you guys next time. Amazon versus China.